Welcome everybody to another Age of Empires forecasted game. We have in the color purple playing as the Byzantines. It's this Chinese name that I cannot really read, but I think it's CSO. This is real Chinese from China. Like, let's talk about it later. In the color blue playing as the English, as his signature civilization. It is Divine DFP. Welcome everybody to another Age of Empires forecasted game. Hope you're having a good time. The other day I was talking with some guys about the game, and they say, why is everyone from China? It's like, no, it's like a lot of people just put random Chinese characters and they just play with them in a Smurfacon or an Altacon, or they just change their name for whatever reason. But the funny thing is even the Chinese, they just put whatever name there, it doesn't make any sense to them. They just have their own logic. And I just watched I was just watching some comedy videos about it's called maomao. Maomao means like not so good, not so bad. It's like so in English. Maomao is like they have some sketches, some comedy shows have around based Chinese culture. I think these guys are based on UK, and it was so funny to see the difference between the cultures. And one of them was like a guy taking care of a baby, and he's with his wife, and it says like Western couples, they just need to arrange everything because they do take care of the kid, like, right? Like no one is gonna take care of the kid for you in the Western world. Whereas in China, they just give the baby to the grandparents, and they just forget about it. And I think that's like some good and some bad behind it. Like I don't think I met anyone who was raised by grandparents who was actually a really good choice. At the same time, it's quite a relief for the parents to have someone to take care of the kid while you just do whatever. You can still have your own life. You can still go out and have fun and whatever. And the grandparents will love to stay with the kid here in China. But sometimes they stay too long there. And you have they get like the VIP treatment, and when they are with the parents, they get your regular service treatment with the child. So it's kind of like these opposite worlds that these like the baby is getting, which is very, very different from the West. Because I remember when I was in Lima with my wife, it's like she was like, whoa, a lot of parents going out with the kids with the park. It's like, yeah, of course, like it's the parents take care of the kid. What are you talking about? It's like, no, in China it's like mostly the grandparents, because the father and the mother usually they just work the whole day. So I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. I guess it will also depend on what kind of grandparents the child have. But it's just really interesting to see the difference in culture between two different I wouldn't say countries, but the West and the East, especially like the Southeast Asia, they do have quite different habits from everyone. I highly encourage you to go there. It's kind of amazing. It's kind of amazing. It's really like a different world. Anyway, let's get back into the game. Byzantines are already Asia. The English Divine, obviously well known for playing this civilization. He's mostly known for being like the king of Turtle. He basically stays in his base and just stays there and goes to Imperial directly, and then just go and get you. And he's just aging up with 2 villagers, so he's really not in a hurry to cause any kind of damage to his opponent. He's the kind of guy, like, this is the living proof that you can actually play this playstyle if you like it. Like, this guy is playing very defensively, and I think he's a top 10 player, top 10 to 20. It's a very, very good player. So I know a lot of you, especially when new people enter Age, and it's like, yeah, I just wanna build my city and I want to arrange it very, very pretty and everything. Well, you could play like that, but it's just very hard. It's very hard to be on the defender side. So, meanwhile, the Byzantines is thinking different. It's like, actually, you know what? We're gonna cause some damage. We already have a Limitane on the field, which I'm not exactly sure what he's gonna do. Probably thinking about denying the gold for the moment. But there's not much the Limitane can do against the villagers. English villagers, just because they do have a bow, so they do quite a lot of damage. Probably he can activate the shield wall and, you know, just stay there alive longer. At second level cistern going up for the Byzantines. Still gathering those berry bushes. He's not thinking about going for a farm transition or anything like that. Actually have a blacksmith, so it's gonna be thinking about fighting in the village for longer. At least that's what it seems like. Meanwhile, the king will go out, and Limitane already here, so there's not much the king can do against those units. You can poke here and there and try to micro the king so you can stay alive for longer. Let's see how Divine plays this, because he has a very, very special style. More Limitane coming for the Byzantines. Already in 6 minutes, having 5 units on the field. Looks like he's gonna be going for the Javelin Throwers contract, so it's gonna be having a good time against those Lombos, just because the Javelin Throwers have so much range armor defense. So much, so... Already having a second TC as well, I didn't notice. That was very fast, second town center. Coming up for Divine. So, he's sitting in a really good spot so far. Doesn't have any military. Looks like he's gonna go for an archery range. Unfortunately for him, his opponent is going for the Javelin Thrower, so he's just gonna need a lot of archers to deal with them. A lot of them. There you go, the guys are out, and there you go. 3 range armor. It's actually researching +1 range armor right away. Walls coming up in the side of Divine, in his side of the map. It's gonna be very, very safe for the moment. He's gonna get some time. Meanwhile, Chiropractor building here. I'm honestly thinking, what can you possibly burn with this? Are you gonna go for the landmark? Doesn't make much sense unless you're gonna do a long distance wander and go around here. You can still sneak your way around to the second town center just if you walk in the corner, and I think you can get away with that. But let's see how he does it. A couple of Cheirosiphon, actually, three of them right away. This guy means huge business. This guy is committed to take down the second town center. It's gonna be really hard for Divine. He only have 2 Lombos out. He's gonna build another archery range. The good thing for him is that his food resources are very, very safe. So he only needs wood and food to support this strategy. Actually, they're going for the landmark. Actually, the quickest landmark victory in the history of Age of Empires 4. Just a couple of those just right next to each other. 80 military units out. Let's just go, guys. Let's just go. Let's go to the next game after 2 minutes. Look at that. Nothing like Cheirosiphon's just burning everything. The king is gonna be dealing some damage. Those units is actually getting burned. Javelin Throwers just attacking from distance. Remember, there is +1 range armor, so they can stay a little bit longer on the base. Looks like he will be focusing on. Oh my god! 8 minutes. This is the kind of rush that you have nightmares with. I'm sure Divine is like, oh my god, I didn't expect this player to be so aggressive. And I guess if you fight against a player like Divine, you can already see that it's the longer the game goes, the worse it will be for you, because this guy is, you know, he's not gonna go and attack you. 5, just your casual 5 Cheirosiphons at 5-minute mark. It's normal, guys. This is normal. He brings everyone here. This is normal. This is perfectly normal. That. Oh my god. It's like Limitane inside the Cheirosiphons. Gonna be taking down some villagers. Javelin throwers just attacking some of those archers in the back. Not enough javelin throwers. Looks like he almost takes down the second town center. He needs to repair this with everyone he can possibly can. Otherwise, he just loses the game. He's pretty much 1.7k health away from losing the game. And with that, he loses 7 villagers. And he loses 1 landmark. He needs to repair the other landmark. It's just not going very good for him. But despite all the bad things that just happened to him, like I will have like died during that attempt. That was very, very scary. That was very scary. He still have a second town center, so looks like he's gonna go for the deer, which makes a lot of sense when you didn't have enough resources to go for more farms. It's like building farms next to each other, living the life of living the life here. He's living the life. More Lombos out there. It's like he's gonna start attacking now. Javelin throwers, just such a good unit to deal with the Lombos. Another Cheirosiphon. He knows it's almost dead. Let's take a look at his vision. He doesn't know he's repairing it. But he's not repairing it, actually. He's having a single Cheirosiphon. Now you will need quite a lot more, because I think Divine will just pull all the villagers and just to repair it. It's just gonna be very hard. Not only that, it's an English town center, so this thing attacks twice instead of one. So it's quite hard. It's quite hard to deep dive into the English base. Well, Cheirosiphon already here. I'm gonna start burning a single one of them. So it's gonna be dealing very little damage. At the same time, Golden Horn Tower happening on the back of the Byzantine base. It's gonna be in Castle Age really soon. So just a bunch of units cause so much chaos here. New age begins. More javelin throwers. And well, Divine not looking very well. He's still on the field age. He doesn't have much army. He still have quite a few Lombos out there. He's gonna go to attack. And he needs some time to go castle. And that's exactly his plan. It's like actually gonna build a market, gonna maybe sell some wood and go right into Castle Age as soon as possible. Because I need a white tower. With a white tower, it's gonna be really hard for the Byzantines to actually push into your base. And look at this. Now we have the Cataphract. I wonder how those 2 units will deal with all those Lombos. It's gonna be a massacre. Especially with those Javelin throwers doing DPS on the back. Veteran C coming for those units as well. So gonna be seeing Veteran Javelin throwers soon. Cataphract just doing their ability, trample. Meanwhile, the white tower is being built with 30 villagers. Pretty much pull everyone here because we have no time. Town center is still less than half HP. The white tower should make sure that the Byzantines don't really push further into the base. And this really changed everything. Somehow the white tower lost some HP. It's weird. The White Tower, I mean the town center. Veteran C4, Javelin throwers are here. Looks like we're gonna see the Camel Riders coming from the Byzantines. But the bad thing about the Camel Rider is that they don't have the bonuses from the Abbasid, so I don't think they come with extra armor or anything like that. I may be wrong. Let me know in the chat if you know. Looks like it's trying to torch down this area. Crossbows are already out for Divine, so he's gonna be defending quite well. Gonna be taking down the scout first. Meanwhile, the Byzantines just... Let's take a look at his base. Level 4 Cistern. He's having a lot of gold. Already grabbing those relics. Have 2 already at home. Getting 1 as well. Deer is gonna be running out. Not a huge problem for the English, but definitely that's something you need at this moment. You need quite a lot more army to deal with this. Even with the White Tower. You don't want to lose more villagers. Meanwhile, the Byzantines just going on with the cataphracts. There are plenty of crossbows here, so you don't really want to deal with those. Especially with the network of castles working for them. Does he has network of citadels? Not yet. Not yet, so... more units coming for the Byzantines, mostly cataphracts and those javelin throwers. It's quite a good combo, to be honest. Like, these guys are really tanky. These guys can do the DPS on the back, so not bad at all. Not bad at all. Veteran C4 Horseman also coming for the Byzantines. He's having quite a lot of olive oil. Having 3 batch of javelin throwers coming out for him as well. Meanwhile, more crossbows coming for Divine. And it looks like these are enough crossbows to 2-shot 1 cataphract. The cataphract so much damage, 27 damage against 24. Looks like Divine successfully defended his relic. Looks like he's only gonna have 1 for himself. No monastery so far. He's been spending all the resources for the military. Meanwhile, Sacred Side victory approaching. And looks like this Byzantines push, it really doesn't look like a huge push. Like at this point in the game, usually you see a lot of units. Maybe it's because he's just building cataphracts and they just take a lot of resources, like 180 food, 150 gold is quite expensive. So this push seems really strange to me. Normally at this point you will see the Byzantines with quite a lot more units. Or Horseman coming here. And looks like he will find gold, but looks like he decides not to go there. He's paying attention somewhere else. Looks like he's gonna build another Chiropractor. Units ignoring the gold vein at the front of Divine's base. Chiropractor getting built, not before taking down a villager. But he already has Textile, so he's gonna be a little bit more tankier. Farm transition looking really good for Divine. The other problem is the resources here in the map. That's what he needs to worry about. Chiropractor start torching some houses. Let's Divine housed. He's 83 over 80 population capacity. Mangonel goes directly into the javelin throwers. Gotta be careful with the Mangonel and the cataphracts. They can just charge into the siege and actually just take it down really easily. That's the good thing about the cataphracts. Meanwhile, the Byzantines having quite a lot of food in the bank. I'm not sure if it's a macro issue or take, but it's just so many few units coming out here. Just 36 so far. Meanwhile, no defensive structures for the Byzantines. I mean, they do have the military advantage, and Divine is just stuck in his base. Take a look at his vision. That's the only thing that he sees, and the problem is there is a timer. It's 7 minutes to sacred side victory, and that's no joke. That's no joke at all. Cataphracts. Looks like they will come back for the moment. Like, Cataphracts is the unit of the day today. See, this is what I mean. They just jump directly into those units, manage to pull the villagers to repair the mangonel, but it's not gonna be enough. Meanwhile, the Byzantines aging up in the 20 minutes with a foreign engineering company. Just throwing some units here just to cause some chaos. Not really like doing quite a lot of damage, but just enough so you can give him enough time to age up. Because, to be honest, what else can you do with that white tower? You need trebuchets, you need rams. If you have trebuchets, that will be better. But he decides, you know what? You are stuck in your base. I'm just gonna age up. And the farms at the front of his base are getting exposed, so he loses access to these food resources. Magonel shot managed to hit just a bunch of those javelin throwers, and he reaches the Imperial Age, and Divine taps out. Well played by these two players. Definitely a refreshing match. Hopefully you have enjoyed this one, and if you do, I will see you on the next one. Bye bye and take care.